So, not sure if you guys saw, but Framber Valdez hit a guy, benches emptied. The manager basically said it didn't feel good being out there backing him up because really he shouldn't have done it. The media spent basically the first 24 hours ripping Framber Valdez apart. The next 24 hours going, what did Hinch mean? What is he trying to say? Is the team not supporting him? And we kind of got into that during the show, but it got the media kind of wondering what the hell's going on in that clubhouse. So my question is, between Framber Valdez and AJ Hinch, who handled it worse?
I mean, Framber Valdez is mentally soft, right?
Yes.
And in no way should he have done that. And in the same breath, like AJ Hinch, if he's thinking that is an internal thought that should never be spoken out loud, right?
Yes.
Like that is something that you tell your team behind closed doors with no reporters present. Like, hey, that's not Detroit Tigers baseball. We don't do that. That's telling you that, hey, I don't support what you just did, but you're not blasting it out to the world. So I think this goes on the manager, honestly, because you are supposed to be managing that clubhouse and the guys in it, no matter who's in there, right? You cannot agree with one of your players, and you can tell them that. Don't tell the media, right? Unless you're the Giants, we want you to. But, AJ Hinch did not handle that correctly. You cannot utter that to the media. That is a closed door meeting. Hey, we don't do that. That's not Tigers baseball. We can't do that again. And then if it doesn't stop, then maybe you blast it out. But he handled it worse, I think, in my eyes.
So you're saying Hinch handled it worse?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's kind of the path I went to. I don't disagree with what AJ Hinch said. I do think they have a problem with Framber Valdez in the clubhouse, and I think that's a bit of a wake up call to the front office that maybe you should have actually done your due diligence before you made that move, because it sounds like maybe not everybody was on board.
Mm-hmm.
Framber Valdez handled it about as you would expect him to. The minute things get hard for him, he craters, and this is what he does. He blames his catcher and hits him, or he hits the next guy up. But at the same time, I agree with you. Like, Hinch can feel that and think that and say that to everybody but the media. He should have gone to the front office the next day and said, hey, look, guys, here's where I'm at with this Framber Valdez thing. Here's how I feel. I don't like it. But you can't say that to the media because that immediately sets off so many conversations you don't want to have.
Right. Yeah, you can't do it yet. Right. Like it was the first instance that he had. Right. Yes, he's got history on other teams, but here in Detroit, he hadn't shown it yet. Until then, nip it in the bud if you can. And then if it happens again, that's when you kind of go public with it. That's my idea with it. But
yeah, to me, and I said it last show, like I feel like it was Hinch sending a message to the front office, basically saying, hey, like I didn't want this guy, still don't want this guy. He very clearly said he doesn't want this guy, which obviously now Framber Valdez knows his coach, his manager doesn't have his back, which is not a good spot for him to be in. His teammates may not even have his back. And Mike Reed, you might be right. Maybe Hinch has already had this conversation with Valdez, and maybe they just are agreeing to coexist. I don't know. But to say that publicly, it opened, because now his players are being asked the question, like, are there problems in the clubhouse? What's it like with Framber Valdez? Like, you've opened up a narrative that you can't take back. That's becoming a distraction, and your team's now lost 5 in a row since that happened. I mean, maybe they're related, maybe they're not, but it's kind of funny timing.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are all right. There could, we don't know, right? There could have been a conversation already behind closed doors. That's the thing. Jason, this is a cool little story. He said Bobby Cox story from Brian McCann. Brian argued a strike call and Bobby came out to argue for him and Bobby gets ejected. After the game, McCann said they watched the replay and Bobby says, damn, Brian, you owe me $500 for the fine and fine I'll get for being ejected. That was a damn strike. So support your players in public. So
that's classic Bobby Cox. Because he would.
Yeah.
Bobby Cox would fight publicly fight with these guys to the end of the world. And then privately would then go chastise them for putting him in that position.
Yeah.
This, I mean, again, like I'm not an AJ Hinch guy. I don't think he should even be in baseball right now. So like I don't care about AJ Hinch at all. And I think the Tigers are a bit of a dumpster fire in their own right now. But as a manager in Major League Baseball, whether you like the guy or not, you just can't say that part out loud. I think he screwed up. I think it makes him look bad. I think it makes the team look bad. I think it puts the front office in a weird spot. It puts Valdez in a weird spot. And I think you're creating culture issues on that team that are just going to contribute to the mess you already have.
Right. I think if anything, if he's already having issues and then you say that, you're just compounding the problems, right? And again, we're not in there. We don't know for sure. Maybe this has already been an issue with them prior. Don't know. And this is him saying, yeah, like we don't really know what that was about. And we're not really having his back in that situation. I don't know. I think, yeah, from the outside looking in, not knowing, I'm assuming that conversation hasn't happened yet because we hadn't seen it on the field yet. That this was the first time that they've seen this. And for him to say that, I think I know me and you are kind of different than what the chat's spitting out at us. Like they're all backing Hinch for what he said. I don't disagree with what he said. I disagree with when he said it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean he has every right to feel that way, think that way. He can tell everybody else that he thinks that. He just can't say that to the media. Like you just can't make that part known publicly. You want to go in the clubhouse and sit down with Valdez and tell him you think he's a piece of crap? Great, you should do that. And maybe it has happened, but it doesn't matter. You still can't say that part publicly because as the manager, it is your job to back these players. This is your team that you're trying to get rallied and moving in the same direction. And you can't have guys that you're singling out. We've seen that happen before many times. It's never ended well where managers have taken that kind of stance with a player.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Tigers are weird at this moment.
So. That team's a mess, and I think that the addition of Skubal or the addition of Framber Valdez doesn't help. Skubal going down obviously that's a whole nother issue. But like this team is a mess. They were a mess last year down the stretch. They're a mess this year. Like I think that's who they are.